Hey folks, Rob here bringing another tutorial video. This is going to be a Chapter A withdrawal from CC. Specifically, we're going to be talking about broken units in close combat and melee in particular, and how they withdraw from close combat. I'm bringing this up because it happened at least 3 times in the last 2 weeks, and it was pointed out to me by one of my viewers in my recent solo playthrough. Schmidt's Roadblock. One of my viewers brought it up to my attention that I did it incorrectly, and led me to read the rule 11.2, and sure enough, of course, it's written right there in the rule that I did it wrong. So led me to do this video, and we're going to walk through how to do it correctly. All right, so what we're talking about here is A11.2 and withdrawal from melee. Now, specifically, what I'm going to be talking about is broken units. So a lot of you guys know that if you win ambush and you're concealed, for example, you can withdraw from melee. Or even if you're not concealed, if you win ambush, you can withdraw from melee. So we're not going to go into that. I want to deal with broken units in melee and how that works and the penalties involved and why I did it incorrectly. So this is an example from Schmidt's Roadblock, and what I did wrong was that I misunderstood the rule. Specifically, what I misunderstood was this one here: covering unit, withdrawing unit. What I did was I basically lumped everything in together into one CC attack, attacker versus defender, and that was incorrect. What I should have done was I should have broken it down, as my viewer pointed out, into the attacker announces withdrawing unit, defender announces withdrawing unit, CC is resolved versus whoever's attacking who, and consequences thereof. Okay, that's the way it should have gone down. And what that means is, in effect, that what should have happened is, in this particular case, so give me some background. In the prep fire phase, so this is the Russian player turn. In the prep fire phase, this stack here fired on this group here because he's psychotic. He decided to fire on this group. He ended up breaking the German 447, broke the Russian 447, 237, and caused this 248 to go berserk. I think that was the case. All that happened because this guy fired on it. So what led to this strange case, and these guys were all in melee when it happened, when this fire attack happened, it led to this strange close combat phase. And what I did was, as I said, I lumped everything in together, and incorrectly, because of the modifiers for covering unit, these guys withdrew, this guy withdrew here, which is incorrect. All right, what should have happened is the attacker announces a withdrawing unit. This guy is going to withdraw. We look at our modifiers. We have a -2 for a broken unit. We have a -2 for withdrawing unit. So if we look at our chart, this is what we're talking about here. We have a versus broken unit for -2. We have a withdrawing unit for -2. And because we had a berserk 248, we also add a +1 for a covering withdrawing unit. That is all added to the broken unit. So again, we have a -2 for broken, -2 for withdrawing, and a +1 for a covering unit for a net -3. That is all DRM for the broken unit. If this German unit was in not broken and able to attack. If the German unit was in good order, not good order, but it was able to attack, and he chose to attack the broken Russian unit, he would have a -3 DRM. But because the German is broken, he has no attack, this means nothing. All right? So what happened, what should have happened in this combat is this Russian is able to withdraw, no harm, no foul. Now, that's step 1. Step 2 is we repeat everything with the German. We use -2 for being broken, -2 for withdrawing, and we have no covering unit, so we have a total of -4, to which the Russian is now attacking. Now remember that a defender always attacks, a broken unit always attacks, or defends, I should say, sorry, at full firepower. So it defends at a 4 to his 2. 1 to 2 odds is going to be a 4 on the close combat table. All right, so 1 to 2, we have a 4. We have a -4 DRM. We do our close combat result and roll the boxcar. Let's pretend that didn't happen. All right, I rolled a 10, not much better. And in this particular case, because I rolled a 10, this unit actually managed to evade. All right, not what actually happened. Let's rewrite history. Now, because I rolled a 10, this unit would actually be able to evade, and I can slip away into any hex I want. It doesn't matter because we don't care about the route prohibition about routing towards enemy. We are not in the route phase. We are in the close combat phase. I don't care about moving towards an enemy. I can move towards any hex I want, whichever my tactics say I want to move towards. Bear in mind, of course, it's going to be my turn next. This unit's going to basically be a dead duck in the water. It doesn't really matter. As it turned out, it didn't matter because it was shot up in the next phase anyways. It doesn't really matter where you move to. But the point being is that the sequence of events is correctly, the attacker determines its DRM. The defender determines its DRM. You resolve the consequences of those DRM for the combat, and you resolve that. All right. In this particular case, because I rolled a 10, down 4 is still not enough to get my 4 down 4, and this guy managed to live. In this particular case, in the actual game, it would not have lived. It would have died. And again, no harm, no foul. The thing would have died regardless. All right, so I just want to go through a quick example of the proper sequence of events for withdrawal from combat for broken units. So hopefully that cleared things up and helps to explain 11.2 withdrawal from melee for broken units. And we'll see you guys next video. Bye-bye.